Okay, so we're talking crystals and how they can hold memory and you can put data in them. And you said
that what if you got all these caves around everywhere? So what if, since back in the day, we were supposed to be really smart, because look at the pyramids, look at
right, like in the era of the Atlanteans
and everything. I mean, just all that. How
and they worked with
highly
crystals,
intelligent, and they had crystals and all this stuff. So what if you were saying that, you had the 12 crystals or 13 crystals, and that you could put your consciousness into it?
Yeah, the crystal skulls.
Believe that
some higher consciousnesses decided to put their knowledge into the crystal skulls to help prevent us from suffering the same as they did during a cataclysm.
Right, but what if it goes even further than that, and you have numerous people that have the capability of doing that? So all these caves that we have, with the crystals in the caves, like you said, that may, wouldn't it be kind of great if maybe that was the case and you could just take them and plug them in and they give you all the history?
Right, because what I said was, if we're learning now that we can insert data into crystals.
Mm-hmm.
So if we have the technology that can read the data that's in the crystals, what if all of the crystals in the caves actually naturally have absorbed the information and the data of Earth's history? And it would be really cool to take those cave crystals and plug them into this technology and be able to know Earth's history. And then you expanded upon that with saying, what if all of the Atlanteans were worldwide and collectively had the higher consciousness to be able to put their information from their consciousness into all of the crystal of Earth to help us
with a record,
with not just even a record, but the energy of the knowledge to help us through this next cataclysm that's to come, so that it doesn't wipe out so many people. So number one, that tells me that they knew it was coming, right? Mm-hmm. They knew it was coming. They had the forethought to do this, because I don't think they waited till after the cataclysm to do it.
No, I don't think so either.
Because the cataclysm was pretty great. I mean, we know that that's when Atlantis, fell under, allegedly, Plato says, and all that stuff, and Thoth was there, and he says, and all these things. So that's when Atlantis went under. Half of that time later is when Noah's flood and that kind of stuff happened. So again, another catastrophe, just on a lesser level, right, where more survived. But now we're in that time where that type of great cataclysm would come again. And like I've always said, and a few other people we're finding now have also said, that we came here collectively this time to make sure that doesn't happen. I feel like these crystals have a connection to that. I feel like this consciousness that's been imbued, this information or data that's been imbued in the crystal skulls, and possibly even all of the crystal of Earth, which is just fucking mind-blowing. I'm just my brain is exploding right now. What if that's why we know what we know? And what if that's why we're all awakening now, right? This great awakening that I always knew we would have.
Because the crystals are putting off the energy.
Because of the crystals.
And
yes. Because they're activating.
If you believe in it and you have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, you would be able to hear.
You would find, you're going to find those truths.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're going to wake up. And there's so many people talking about a great awakening now. So many people, different walks of life. So clearly the Great Awakening is fully upon us. We're fully in it. Both feet. Yeah. Not just one foot anymore, not just a toe. Both feet are in it.
Yeah,
it's happening. Timelines are shifting. Things are going wonky. Everybody's noticing, right? Time is different. All of it. And I feel like in what we just heard on that show, the crystals are activating. And the cool thing about that is, I know you don't know the backstory on the crystal skulls, but there's this rumor, I guess, that's went with them, air quotes, rumor, that comes along with the story of the crystal skulls that says that when they're all found, they will activate. What if they don't have to be all found to activate? Because they're already
activated.
They're already prepared to activate, right? Air quotes again. At this time that we're we're like on the cusp of. I literally feel like we're standing on the edge of the cliff, getting
And what
ready
if
to
they
jump.
activate in different synchronicities, like, or different
Frequencies.
there's just no, I'm not even
Okay.
frequencies, but there's just a different. They're set for, like, okay, so you have to, this one has to go first, and it has to resonate out to everyone, and everyone has to be able to hear it,
Almost
and
like a tone.
yes, and then
Okay.
when that one hits, when they, when it happens, then the other one goes off, so that they're not all going together. You're getting them in waves.
What if it's like the seals?
Ooh.
What if it's like the seals being opened or broken? You know? Like they're set to happen and go off
At a certain time.
at a certain time, each one. Boom, 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 boom. And when we get to the 13th one, that's like when what is that clock? That clock that everybody pays attention. Is it the nuclear clock? What is that clock? To doomsday? Right? Like we're 10 minutes to doomsday, or
No, because I've never even paid attention.
we have some kind of clock that everybody talks about all the time. It's like the clock finally, and we're at midnight,
Right.
right? But it's complete opposite of what that clock actually represents. Because it won't be destruction in a negative way,
It's a,
right?
I see a big bright light.
Big bright light. It's
Like
a
almost an
destruction.
explosion of light
Yes.
over
yes.
the darkness.
Right. Like it wipes out the darkness. Kind of like, the nuclear clock, right? Means big boom, bright light. But when we look at that image, that's negative. This image is wiping out the darkness. This image is truly breaking the shackles.
Mm-hmm.
Ha! I love that. I freaking love that. That's cool.